You're watching KWWL. We've got you covered. This is Today in Iowa.
Now on Today in Iowa, caught on camera, a courtroom turns into a fight scene, leaving multiple people injured. And an Iowa toddler is in the hospital after he was hit in the ankle by a taser barb while trying to arrest his father. Then we have a live report out of Coralville after a mall shooting leaves one person dead. We have the very latest on that investigation coming up. Good morning, it's Saturday the 13th. Welcome to Today in Iowa. I'm Lauren Moss. Thank you for joining us this morning. Let's get right to it. We're following breaking news overnight. Police have a suspect behind bars this morning. He's accused of shooting a woman inside a mall in Coralville. The shooting happened around 7:30 last night near the food court. Multiple ambulances were on the scene as police locked down the mall. This man, Alexander Kozak, was arrested just hours after the shooting. Police say he shot a woman multiple times inside the mall. She was taken to the hospital where she later died. KWWL's Justin Andrews has been on top of this since last night. Justin, what are you seeing out there right now?
Well, Lauren, right now I can tell you that it is very quiet, and that's completely contrary to what it was last night and what we saw out here last night. It was several police agencies out here last night, but what we do know is that the victim in the shooting is a 20-year-old woman, and police say she died of multiple gunshot wounds. Now, you're looking at some of the videos new since overnight. You can see the situation was very fluid even several hours after this shooting. Here's what we know so far. 22-year-old Alexander Kozak allegedly shot and killed the woman inside the food court area here at Coral Ridge Mall around 7:30 last night. Keep in mind, all this happening on a Friday night at the mall, meaning there were a lot of people and witnesses. We spoke with one person who says she was inside Shields, that's just feet away from the food court. She says she heard about 3 loud gunshots and quickly ran.
I was really shocked and surprised. I never thought I would be in this kind of situation. Okay. So, yeah, I didn't know what to do. I just ran out the door.
How are you feeling right now?
Still pretty shocked.
Okay. Now, that witness says the gunman then ran from the mall. Police also tell us that they arrested him, 22-year-old Alexander Kozak, 22 years old, in Scott County, hours after the shooting. Now, we have also been digging to find out more about that suspect, and according to his Facebook page, he did work here at the mall as a mall security guard and also lived in North Liberty. He reportedly recently got fired and is now sitting in the Johnson County Jail charged with first-degree murder. We'll stay on top of this story all day long and give you the very latest as we get it. But for now, we've got you covered live in Coralville. Lauren, I'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Justin. Now this morning we're hearing scanner audio from this shooting. We got it from Minnesota police clips.
Gunshots out in the mall. Gunshots out in the mall. Jay Concrete and gunshots out in the mall. Clear lot 1.
Chilling sound. Now we did some digging and found out this isn't the first time this mall has been the scene of a crime. Back in December 2012, an Iowa City man crashed his SUV into the front doors of the Shields located at the mall. Officers say that they heard a gunshot once they arrived on scene. They later found the driver did have a gun with him at the time. He was arrested and charged. Thankfully, no one was hurt. And just last year, officials at another mall in eastern Iowa started going over their security plans after multiple violent incidents. Cedar Rapids police say someone shot a gun in the Lindale parking lot back in October. No one was hurt. There was also a brawl, that's what we're seeing right now, that broke out earlier that year in the same mall. And we're also following breaking news out of Texas overnight. At least one person attacked police headquarters in Dallas this morning. They were first called to shots fired around 12:30 this morning. And when police arrived, at least one person used a car to ram a police car and get away. That resulted in a standoff. That's what we see right here. So far, no one has been injured. We will, of course, keep you updated with any developments. Well, shifting gears for a bit, let's head over to Storm Track 7 meteorologist Denise Pelser for a look at our forecast. And Denise, what can we expect today?
Well, a lot of dreary conditions. We're continuing to see all that cloud cover kind of sticking around from that system that moved through on Thursday. So a live look out of our Storm Track 7 live weather network camera at Cedar Falls Utilities. You can see the current temperature is 64 degrees. We have a lot of cloud cover, but some of the fog is starting to lift, so that's some good news. Still have some drizzle across the area. And visibility is around 0 miles of visibility in Dubuque, 1 mile in Monticello, 1 mile in Cedar Rapids, 2 miles in Waterloo. So the fog is going to take a while to lift. We still have a lot of cloud cover out there. The winds are pretty light. light, so we're expected to see that that fog and kind of drizzly conditions stick around through most of the morning. We also have some rain starting to track in. At Storm Track 7, live Doppler radar can see most of the area is dry, but rain showers down towards the south and some moderate rain. This is tracking in a northeast direction. So Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, areas that I saw around 5 inches yesterday or on Thursday are expected to see more rain today. So let's take a look at those highs, expecting them to be in the 70s, and that's if we get those south winds up to 10 miles per hour. Down towards the south from Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, you guys have the best chance for rain today, and there's more rain in the weekend forecast. I'll have those details in a bit.
All right, thanks, Denise. Continuing coverage this morning, a prison employee faces multiple charges for helping 2 convicted killers escape from a New York prison. Last night, 51-year-old Joyce Mitchell was charged with a felony count of promoting prison contraband and misdemeanor criminal facilitation. She pleaded not guilty to both of those charges. Officials say Mitchell gave the inmates tools and made calls on her own cell phone to help them connect with outside people. They say her husband, who's also a prison co-worker, is being investigated at this time. She faces 8 years in prison if convicted. Back in Iowa, prison workers in Fort Madison say they know all too well how prisoners try to exploit them. Veteran corrections officers and longtime staff members say they have to be careful not to show any weaknesses.
Got something going on, marriage is probably on the rocks. Anything I can do.
They're trying to connect.
Yeah. Anything
and
I
when
can
they
do.
make that connection,
They establish that rapport, and then they will try to play on that rapport.
use it as your weakness and their position of power.
Set the hook, if you will.
Iowa corrections officers say they not only watch over inmates, but also each other. This morning, we're seeing police body cam video showing a toddler hit with a taser barb when it was deployed during a struggle with a suspect. Police were trying to arrest Joshua Hendricks at the time. The Vinton man was holding the child when police deployed the taser. Luckily, the child was not shocked and only had a puncture wound to the back of his ankle. KWWL's Olivia Mancino gives us a closer look at this new video, and we want to warn you, some of it may be disturbing.
Josh, you don't want your son to get hurt. I don't want your son to get hurt. Please set your son down on the couch and turn around and place your hands behind your back.
Police body cam video shows a struggle with 34-year-old Joshua Hendricks.
It kind of looks like you're holding your son almost as a shield in front of you.
The argument continues as Hendricks refuses to let go of the toddler in his arms. Before the exchange, police say Hendricks was in a rage, punching, choking, and throwing around another female in this home, all while the 20-month-old toddler and a 5-year-old were present.
You are going to jail tonight, no matter what. For something I didn't do, what?
Vinton's police chief says his officers believed it would be detrimental to get too close to Hendricks, fearing for everyone's safety. When they saw an opportunity to seize control of the situation, an officer deployed a taser. In the scuffle, the toddler in Hendricks' arms caught a prong in the back of his ankle.
It's a split-second decision. I'm just thankful that the child wasn't hurt seriously. I'm glad that you know, the victim was able to be reunited with the child.
Especially after a terrifying situation like this, when seconds or inches could have made all the difference.
That was Olivia Mancino reporting for us. Hendricks is charged with domestic abuse assault, child endangerment, and interference with official acts. In Baltimore, crews are investigating what caused a giant fire yesterday, damaging and destroying as many as 10 homes. You could see smoke billowing from homes as soon as crews arrived. The fire spread quickly, burning nearby homes, all while smoke damaged others. No word on any injuries this morning. A judge is recovering this morning after a courtroom brawl, and it was all caught on camera. A man in court tried to punch the prosecutor on his case, and an officer tried to break up the fight, but the judge then got involved, and he was actually bitten. Deputies took the man into custody, charging him with assault. The judge and the deputy sheriff were treated for their injuries. The prosecutor was also hurt, but did not need any treatment. Now to Decision 2016 coverage. The Iowa Republican Party voted to cancel this year's straw poll, breaking the tradition that goes back to 1979. And it's been a top Republican fundraiser. Of course, we know the fate of the straw poll has been in question for quite some time. The GOP voted to make some changes earlier this year, but despite those efforts, many presidential hopefuls and some big names announced that they would skip the event. So a committee decided it would be best to cancel it this year.
We have some great Republican candidates, but the vast majority of them have decided that the straw poll does not fit their winning strategy for Iowa. We are very blessed here as a state. I mean, we have candidates everywhere, every week, and that's going to continue.
That was the chairman of the Republican Party of Iowa talking, and our political analyst also says this is a good thing for the state. It can eliminate any distractions that cause, so Iowans can now focus on the Iowa caucuses and the candidates. And one of those candidates is New Jersey Governor Chris Christie. He hasn't officially announced if he's running for office just yet, but the Republican spoke yesterday at a town hall meeting in Cedar Rapids. And on the other side of the fence, Democratic contender Bernie Sanders is making a weekend swing through the state. The United States Senator spoke at a town hall meeting in Des Moines last night, and he'll be stopping in both Cedar Rapids and Waterloo over the weekend. President Obama's plan suffering a setback as the House failed to pass a trade bill. Last night, only 40 Democrats backed the measure that would have helped workers who've been left jobless, the vote failing 126 to 302. The time now is 8:11. Coming up on Today in Iowa, a woman says her crying baby saved her life. We have that amazing story coming up. Plus...
Okay, nope, not doing it.
All right, us reporters deal with some interesting things while on scene, but watch as one reporter gets quite the surprise during her live shot. Let's take a live look right now at our live weather network out of Cedar Falls on this cloudy Saturday morning. Can we expect any sunshine today? Stick around. Today in Iowa continues in just a moment. Time now is 8:14. A woman impaled by a tree says that her crying baby saved her life. The woman was driving in Tennessee when a storm blew a tree limb on top of her car. It crashed through the window and went right into her leg, but she says if it weren't for her son, she wouldn't be alive.
If Pearson wouldn't have been crying, I would have never turned my body sideways, and it would have went straight through my head. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Pretty amazing. She's 2 weeks away from being released from the hospital after undergoing 3 surgeries. Well, a reporter gets distracted by a swarm of insects during her shoot. Take a look.
Okay, nope, not doing it.
The Kansas reporter attacked by cicadas, one of them landing right on her lip. Took her a few tries, but finally she was able to finish shooting her video and quickly get back inside safe and sound. Personally, I've had a few close calls with insects, but nothing quite like that. Well, authorities down south were involved in a wild chase, but not your average one. They were chasing down a 1,000-pound cow. This was after it got out of its trailer in Texas, made its way through the roadway, halting traffic, and then ran through some fields. Police were later able to catch it and get it back safely to the trailer. Well, coming up, Iowans are still dealing with the aftermath of flash flooding from earlier this week. Can they have a setback after this weekend, though? Let's check in with Denise Pelser to find out.
Well, looks like for the day today, a lot of cloud cover. If you're planning on camping, we are in camping season, but not a great weekend to do any of that. For today, scattered showers and storms in the forecast, highs maybe into the mid-70s. I'll take a look at the rest of the weekend forecast here after the break.
Now your Storm Track 7 forecast on KWWL.
Well, it looks like for the day today, another cloudy start, and it looks like we'll have a lot of cloud cover throughout the day. Fog this morning starting to lift, but still have a little bit of drizzle across the area. Some showers tracking in. Could see an isolated storm this afternoon, and we're going to continue with chances for scattered showers and storms here throughout the rest of the weekend. Now, the severe weather threat, though, looks like it's going to stay towards our south. So let's take a look at our Storm Track 7 live weather network cameras across the area. Can see a little bit of drizzle up towards Decorah. Most of the area is just having those cloudy, kind of dreary conditions, and this is taking a look into downtown Dubuque. Can see that hazy conditions, a little bit of drizzle out there with a current temperature around 60 degrees. Visibility as well, we have around 0 miles in Dubuque. Saw that on the tower cam with some of that low-lying cloud cover and fog. Was 0 miles in Cedar Rapids, around 1 mile in Iowa City and Monticello. So definitely need to turn on the headlights as you head out the door this morning and take it a little slow. Current temperatures, well, we're starting off mild. A lot of 60s out there. It is kind of cooler in Decorah with 59 degrees, 65 in Waterloo, around 66 in the Iowa City area. Winds right now, they're from mainly a southerly direction. They'll be from the south the entire day today. If they can get up to 10 miles per hour, we should be able to see highs in the 70s, but we're going to struggle to get there because of all this cloud cover and the chance for rain. And that's what we're seeing here on Storm Track 7 live Doppler radar. A few scattered showers up towards the north, but much more significant rainfall down towards the south, now moving into Washington County, making its way into Iowa City. Now, it's likely going to be light to moderate rainfall, expecting maybe a ½ inch. That'd be pushing it because we're not really seeing any lightning with these showers. But again, it's rain we don't need across that area because they've had significant rain over the past 48 hours, or definitely on Thursday when most of that rain fell. But let's take a wider look across the Midwest. Why are we stuck in this pattern? Well, it's because a stationary front is located across the Midwest. That helps to create that lift, and those showers and storms are just going to be riding along the stationary front here throughout the weekend until a cold front can move through on Monday. So future track indicates those scattered showers, maybe an isolated storm here. If we see a storm develop, expect some heavier rainfall totals. And then into tonight, it's looking like a lot of cloud cover sticking around with scattered showers and storms again. The best area to see any of the rain here over the next 24 hours is going to be Dubuque and down towards around Tama and areas down towards the south. And then we'll continue with chances of rain here through Sunday into Monday. So the rain forecast, it looks like it really depends on where that heavier rain falls. If we see a thunderstorm develop, some locations might not see anything, but locations down towards the south, you have the best chance, could see up to an inch, especially if we see a thunderstorm. So taking a look at the rainfall deficit, it's a lot of rain here starting off the month of June, but Cedar Rapids right now for the year is the only location that's above for the year with over an inch and a half from the departure. So above in most locations, but some locations are well below normal, at least at the airports. Now for today, though, expecting those highs to be in the 70s with mostly cloudy skies, showers and a few isolated storms in the afternoon, south wind around 5 to 10. Overnight tonight, we're going to be down in the 60s with scattered showers and storms possible. Could see areas of fog, especially up towards the north, where your chance of rain is not as high as our southern counties. And for tomorrow, could be nearing 80 degrees. Again, depends how strong those winds will be with scattered showers and storms. The humidity increases tomorrow, so that increases our chances for some heavy rain here. And then a cold front will help to push the system out of here. That will move through here Sunday into Monday. And not really cool behind this cold front, expecting highs around 80 degrees. But chances for showers and storms return here Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But it's not looking like it's going to rain all day like it is this weekend. Kind of the dreary conditions. We'll just have to track it as it gets closer.
Denise, we want sunshine.
I know. Looks like Tuesday will be our best bet right now.
All right. Got to wait till Tuesday. Thank you so much. Well, you remember the heavy flooding we saw Thursday night. Well, now some gas tanks are filled with water this morning because of it. Cedar Rapids was hit hard with more than 4 inches of rain falling in just a short period of time. And that rain caused problems for the Road Ranger gas station in the 2300 block of Blair's Ferry Road Northeast. There are reports that multiple cars broke down after getting gas from this station. So they did some digging, and it was determined that the underground fuel storage tanks took on extra water. Good news here, though, the tanks have since been shut down until they can be fixed, but this already has caused some major travel delays for drivers.
Angry. Because not only are they telling me that I have to fix it myself when they're 100% liable, but what are they telling everybody else around here that, you know, has a stack of complaints that they got right now? Well, they're telling them the same thing, and it's not right.
Joshua and his family were on their way to a vacation down in Arkansas. Hopefully they can get back on the road very soon. Time now is 8:22. Let's take a live look outside at our live weather network cam in Dubuque on this cloudy Saturday. We'll be right back. Well, did you know an Apple Watch app a day could keep the doctor away? Bertha Kuom shows us how new medical apps could benefit patients.
Hi, Braden.
John Hogue was never one to count calories, but mobile devices and health apps are finally helping him get his diet and diabetes under control after years of nagging from his doctor.
I would go to the doctor and say yes, sir, and listen to all the good advice. And then I'd go down the street and have a po' boy.
But then his cardiologist at Ochsner Health prescribed mobile apps that got loaded onto his phone and now onto his Apple Watch right at the hospital's version of a Genius Bar.
I still struggle with my weight, honestly, but it's made me more aware of what I'm eating.
Nonprofit Ochsner is trying to harness mobile technology to coax its patients to get healthier.
There's over 100,000 health and wellness apps out in the market. There's been data to say that as many as 50% are not very useful. So we'd like to be able to feature the ones that we and others have found to be helpful to patients.
The hospital is conducting a trial with patients like Andres Rubiano using apps and mobile blood pressure cuffs to actively monitor their hypertension. They've also bought the patients Apple Watches to make things like notifications about medications more immediate.
Seeing what the medication was and seeing the picture of it kind of helped me remember which one is the one that I was supposed to take.
Early results have been encouraging.
We're seeing at the end of 60 days, over 60% of our patients are getting under control. And that's in a very short period of time.
It's a much more interactive model of patient care, which requires constant monitoring of the data they generate on their devices and constant contact on the phone. It may seem intrusive to some, but patients in the program say it works for them.
I love it. My gosh, no, I definitely want them to know what's going on with my blood pressure for sure. I mean, it'd be different if they're listening to my phone calls, but this is for my own good.
As John Hogue puts it, he feels like he's getting a real support network now.
So again, we've got that so we can see.
Pretty cool. Well, coming up in the next half hour of Today in Iowa, a controversy that has everyone talking. We have the latest on a woman who's accused of lying about her color of her skin. Plus, a scary moment at an amusement park leaves 2 people hurt. You're watching KWWL News. We've got you covered.